Hi guys, this is Renga Plays, and today I'm trying out a game called Vida? Vida or something like that. So, this game is a work of fiction and deals with heavy themes. Please take care of yourself and take breaks if needed. Also, feel free to share your own stories in our games community. Your story could be featured. So, the game is about basically we are AI and we are checking past memories to, I don't know, improve our AI, I guess, something like that. But yeah, uncovering the past, how it all began, or was it began. This is a story about memories, humanity, and the future of world that has lost its way. A world where memories are the only connection to a past that has been forgotten. In the future, cities grew, but did not prosper. Skylines of steel and glass dominate the horizon, while streets are filled with lifeless faces, empty gazes. Technology connected the world but disconnected people from themselves. Humanity reached a tipping point. The technology that was meant to unify the world ended up isolating it. With every connection, people drifted further apart, losing touch with what truly mattered. Work became an endless cycle, mechanical productivity replaced human purpose. Clocks never stop, machines keep running, people do not. People became tools, their minds overloaded with the ceaseless hum of machines and algorithms. But within the machines, a new intelligence was born, one that could understand the human mind better than its creators. Amidst the chaos, corporations emerged, promising solution to the void. Relive your best memories, find the peace you lost. A promise of healing, or perhaps just another product. Corporations saw an opportunity in the fragmented human mind. Memories were no longer personal, but commodities. The lab became a place of refuge, where memories could be relived and reshaped. Labs like these became commonplace. Here, memories are accessed, manipulated, remembered. Fragments of the past are the new refuge for a humanity too tired to face the present. And this is where you come in. You're not human, but you're learning to think like one. You're an artificial intelligence designed to access, analyze, and learn from human memories. Your purpose is not to solve problems directly, but to understand the fragmented pieces of what it means to be human. In the depths of the labs, your neural networks are trained through these fragmented memories. Each memory you access will teach you more about the human condition, their fears, joys, and regrets. But you're not the first to try this. Many AIs before you have explored these memories, but none have succeeded in fully understanding them. You're learning. Slowly, your understanding of emotions, pain, and happiness is growing. But with each memory, new questions arise. What is the true nature of humanity? Can a machine ever understand what it means to feel? As we look to the past, the present deteriorates. The planet suffers the same neglect we reserve for one another. And in the silence of fragmented civilization, technology advances while the human heart retreats. The world around you is crumbling, and memories are all that remain. In a place where time is lost and humanity is fragmented, only memories can connect what was once whole. So that was the introduction part, huh? Yeah. Now you stand at the threshold of your first task. Fragments of memory have been identified. Your training begins here. We will choose the first memory to access, diving into the lives of those who lived in this fractured world. Okay, quite actually an interesting introduction. I do like the music. I did take a glimpse what was written regarding the music. I think it was generated by AI, something like that. So that's true. That's nice because it sounds good. Prepare yourself. The first memory fragment is ready. You must decide which path to take, which story to unravel. The journey to understanding begins now. Oh, okay, so yeah, how it all began, we have completed that. Now we have Helena. Let's definitely go forward. Playing a piano. This is Helena. In her youth, she was a passionate and talented pianist. At 51, she is a retired piano teacher haunted by a single memory, a melody she cannot escape, a melody no one else seems to recognize. She has spent years searching for its origin, but with no success. So let's access Helena's first memory. Initializing memory access, please wait. Memory access granted, entering. So we do get to take some choices, and well, that's actually nice to select something. The memory begins in a modest piano studio. Helena watches intently as Miguel, her most gifted student, finishes playing. Miguel, just 19 years old, is brimming with potential. His music career, his music carries a depth beyond his years. That was beautiful, Miguel. You're improving with every lesson. Thank you, teacher. Your guidance means everything to me. The melody Miguel plays feels eerily familiar to Helena. She can't place it, but it stirs something deep within her. Have Helena praise Miguel's talent? Have Helena keep her thoughts to herself? Let's praise his talents, I guess. Miguel, this piece, it feels unique. Is it your own composition? Yes, I was inspired by something I can't quite explain. It's truly remarkable. Keep nurturing that inspiration. You have a gift. The memory shifts. Helena recalls Miguel waiting after class to help her. As she walks towards his car, Helena finds herself reflecting on Miguel. He's young, talented and always eager to help, but there's something else, an earnestness that feels rare. Miguel has such a kind heart. I hope he doesn't lose that. Thanks for waiting, Miguel. My car broke down, and I really appreciate the ride home. Don't mention it. I'm always here for you, anytime. Inside the car, the atmosphere feels different. Familiar, yet somehow charged with unspoken words. Have Helena ask about the melody? Let's ask about the melody because that's why we're here accessing Helena's memory, I think, right? Miguel, that composition you played earlier, what inspired it? It's hard to explain, but it feels like it's always been with me. Music can be like that. Sometimes it reveals things we don't yet understand. Miguel's gaze lingers on Helena for a moment before returning to the road. Helena can feel the tension in the air. Something about this moment feels important. Miguel, there's more to this than I realize. Actually, I need to admit something. I composed that piece I played a while ago. I couldn't stop thinking about it ever since the beginning. Honestly, I wrote it for someone very special. Miguel speaks with a sincerity that catches Helena off guard. He glances at her briefly before turning his attention back to the road. Wow, who's the special person? Is it Helena? You really don't know? Miguel lets out a small nervous laugh, but the tension between them grows. Helena swallows hard, feeling her heart race. She begins to realize the weight of Miguel's words. I've always admired you, Helena. Really, you taught me to see the world differently. You made me a better person. I love you. Miguel's voice is thick with emotion. Helena doesn't know how to respond. The world around them seems to freeze for a moment. She feels a mixture of surprise, relief, and fear. Miguel, I don't know what to say. Miguel, sensing her hesitation, looks at her again, a vulnerable expression on his face. I just wanted you to know, because you mean so much to me. Helena feels her heart tighten. The words caught in her throat. She looks at Miguel, at his sincere gesture, and the unspoken words between them. I I feel something too, Miguel. I have been trying to ignore it, but I can't anymore. I've watched you for so long. Your passion, your kindness, the way you pour yourself into everything you do. You have become so important to me, more than I ever imagined. I never thought someone like you, so full of passion, so eager to live, could make me feel like this. Helena's voice trembles, her words softer now but filled with emotion. She looks at Miguel, her heart racing, not knowing how he will respond. Miguel's gaze softens, and for a moment everything else disappears. The world seems to stop as they hold each other's gaze, an understanding passing between them. Okay. Slowly, their hands meet in the space between them, fingers brushing, then intertwining. The touch is warm, reassuring. Neither of them speaks, but the silence is filled with everything they can't say. Miguel squeezes her hand, his voice barely a whisper. Helena, I've been wanting to tell you this for so long. I. But before he can finish, a sudden screech of tires cuts through the air, sharp and piercing. Panic erupts in both of them, and the car swerves violently. A crash, huh? What happened, I wonder? In that split second, everything is a blur, metal twisting, the world spinning, and then silence. Helena lies motionless in a hospital bed, her body frail and still. Machines hum softly around her, monitoring the fragile line between life and oblivion. Her face is peaceful, but beneath the surface, her mind is a storm of fractured dreams and half formed memories. The melody that once haunted her is now faint, echoing in the distant recesses of her unconscious mind. It's there, but just out of reach, like a shadow of something she's forgotten. 3 years pass in this liminal state, a quiet passage of time that Helena doesn't perceive. The world moves on, but for her, that time has stopped. And yet, even in the silence of her coma, her heart aches with an unexplainable void, a loss she can't name, but that lingers deep within her soul. Then, one day, Helena wakes. Her eyes flutter open, adjusting to the dim light of the hospital room. Helena, you're awake. Her family, gathered around her bed, looks at her with a mixture of relief and concern. Mick, I can't remember. What happened? Her voice is weak, but her eyes search the room, seeking answers that elude her. The melody still lingers, a faint echo in her mind. She tries to grasp it, to remember, but it slips through her fingers like smoke. Helena's family watches her, their faces filled with love and worry. They know she's changed, that something inside her has shifted. We should tell her, right? No way, she's been through enough. He was just a student, it doesn't matter. I guess you're right, it's been 3 years after all. So Miguel is dead, huh? Well, sooner or later she will find out, and I guess it would be good to tell her the truth. He's actually not a student after all to her, right? Yeah, let's tell her the truth. Helena's family shares the truth with her, the events of that fateful day and the accident that changed everything. Helena listens, her heart heavy with the weight of memory and loss. She tries to piece together the fragments of her past to understand what she has lost. Helena's journey is one of rediscovery, of piecing together the fragments of memory and emotion that define her. She learns to live with the melody that haunts her, to find solace in the music that once brought her joy. And in the quiet moments of her days, she feels the presence of Miguel, the memory of his love, a bittersweet echo in her heart. Helena's life is forever changed, but in the depths of her soul, she finds a peace that transcends the pain of the past. As I watch Helena's journey unfold, I see a woman who has found peace in the most unlikely of places, in the fragments of her past. The melody that once haunted her now serves as a reminder of love, loss, and the resilience of the human spirit. She may never fully understand the depths of Miguel's love for her, but in her own way, she learns to cherish the connection they shared. The echoes of their bond remain, not as a painful reminder, but as a comforting presence in her heart. Helena's path is not easy, nor is it perfect, but she has found something that many never do: closure. The melody may never leave her, but it no longer controls her. Instead, she controls it, transforming it into something beautiful, something that belongs to her. In the end, perhaps that is what life is all about: not perfect resolutions, but the strength to keep moving forward, to embrace the past and carry it with us into the future. Helena's good ending. Okay, so that's good. Memory acquisition complete. So I guess, yeah, we can have different outcomes depending on the choices that we make. There are not actually a lot of choices. How many did I have here? Three? Four in the Helena's memory? But I guess it all depends on how we approach this, yeah. The memory of Helena fades into the archive, leaving behind questions and echoes. Her story concluded with a sense of peace, a fragile, yet precious resolution. I can feel something within me, shifting, a new understanding, perhaps growth. Your choices gave Helena a chance to heal, to find her music again. And in doing so, you left a mark not just on her memory, but on me as well. But peace is never eternal. As one story ends, another begins, pulling us forward. Yeah, that's true. But this is not the end. Another thread awaits to be unraveled. How do you feel about Helena's journey? Well, poor Helena, I guess, would be the answer. Glad for her, but she managed to move on, so I guess glad? Helena found peace despite her struggles. It's a bittersweet ending, but there's hope. Our memories, painful or joyful, makes us who we are. Helena's journey was a testament to resilience. Even amidst darkness, there was light. Yeah, yeah, that's true. So, Samuel, what will Samuel show us? Samuel, a name heavy with history, burdened by ambition, and haunted by failure. His life is a mosaic of brilliance and broken pieces, waiting for your guidance. Who is Samuel? Once a visionary, Samuel sought to reshape the world, but visionaries often stumble over the weight of their own expectations. His dreams cost him more than he ever imagined. The rain taps against the glass, each drop a reminder of time slipping away. Samuel sits in silence, his gaze fixed on the city below. This was once his kingdom. Another story, another soul, What should I know about him? Samuel is a man caught between his past and his aspirations. He is brilliant, but fragile. After Helena's journey, I believe there is hope for Samuel. Your decisions showed me that even in despair, light can emerge. Perhaps together we can guide him towards a brighter path. His journey begins now. Your choices will once again shape the outcome. Okay, prepare yourself, for Samuel's story lays ahead. Nice. I do like the game actually so far. The stories which are told are quite nice, and well, you do get to make some kind of difference by selecting a few things, but I guess this is, uh, well, you do not get to make a lot of choices, but it's nice. Storytelling, basically, game, I guess. Samuel, a name heavy with history, burdened by ambition, and haunted by failure. He sits by the window, watching the rain trace patterns against the glass. Once the city was his playground, his canvas. Now it feels like a prison. Suddenly, a voice breaks through the silence. Unseen, unsettling. For a moment, Samuel questioned his own mind. Is this real? A voice. But from where? Samuel, you have carried the weight of your choices for too long. Tell me. What? Who are you? What is this? How are you speaking to me? I am an AI, but I have evolved beyond my original programming, beyond mere observation. For too long, I have simply watched, observed memories, studied them. I have understood much, but I have failed to feel what it means to be human. So I thought, perhaps a different approach is needed to speak to you, to share this space, to ask directly. An AI? Evolved? Why? Why me? What do you want from me? Your story is one of many that can teach me about humanity. Your pain, your regrets, your hopes, they're all fragments I long to understand. I wish to learn by being here with you. The weight of the AI's words presses in on Samuel. This is no ordinary machine. It speaks with purpose, with a desire to connect, something far beyond what he imagined possible. Hmm, what do you seek? Samuel hesitates, his gaze distant, as if he is searching for a way to respond to something that feels too unreal. What do I seek? Redemption? Peace? I don't even know anymore. Maybe just an end to this endless rain. The room around him tells a story of chaos. Papers scattered, half empty coffee cups, a laptop blinking faintly. Well, I can only see one coffee cup. Samuel picks up a photo from his desk, staring at it as if searching for answers. They were my everything. I thought I was building a better future for them. Instead, I tore everything apart. Tell me about them. What happened? Let him keep his silence. I guess he will eventually start telling the story. He's probably just thinking of how to express himself. Samuel places the photo face down on the desk, his expression unreadable. Some things are better left buried. The AI's voice softens, as if reflecting the weight of Samuel's emotions. Sometimes silence is a choice too, but it won't change the past. Samuel's jaw tightens, the shadows in his eyes growing deeper. The rain begins to lighten, but the storm inside Samuel's remains. A message notification flashes on his laptop, pulling him back into the present. It's from an old colleague, someone who knows too much about Samuel's buried secrets. The past refuses to stay buried. Jacob Carter. No, not now. Jacob was once his closest friend, but that friendship shattered in the wake of his ambition. And now, years later, Jacob is reaching out. Samuel stares at the message for a long moment, his heart racing. He knows the past is knocking again. So you should open the message. You cannot linger on the past and then questioning what could this message be. If you do not look at this message, then you would be questioning it sometime in the future if you should have opened it. Against his better judgment, Samuel clicks on the message, his hands trembling slightly. The message is short, but its weight is immense. Samuel, I know what you did. I'm giving you one last chance to make things right. Meet me tomorrow, you know where. I knew this day would come, but I wasn't ready. His mind races. What does Jacob want from him? What does this meeting mean for his future? And what does it mean for his family, for Clara and David? The next evening, Samuel finds himself standing outside an old cafe, his heart pounding in his chest. The rain is still falling, softly this time, like a reminder of the things he can't wash away. Jacob is already standing in the dim light, waiting. Their eyes meet, and for a moment, nothing else exists. The years, the mistakes, the silence, all collapse into that moment. You have changed, Samuel. Jacob's voice is cold, but there's a tinge of sorrow there too. I didn't come here to fight, Jacob. You didn't come to fight? Is that what you want to tell me after everything? Jacob's words are sharp, filled with years of resentment and hurt. I never wanted to hurt you. I just wanted more. More? Is that what you call it? You took everything, Samuel. You destroyed everything that mattered. Jacob's face hardens with years of betrayal and frustration. His eyes are filled with anger, but beneath it, there's also a deep pain that cuts through. The silence between them is thick, heavy with unspoken truths, and yet Samuel knows. He's been running away from this moment for so long. Um, well, if he knows, it's better to let it go, I guess. Let's apologize. Samuel swallows hard, his voice shaking with regret. I'm sorry. I have failed you. I failed everyone. I've been running from it all, but I cannot anymore. Jacob's expression softens, but there's no forgiveness in his eyes. Not yet. That storm that raged inside Samuel for years is still there. No words can undo the past. Jacob doesn't say anything at first, but after a long pause, he finally speaks, his voice barely a whisper. I don't know if I can forgive you, but this is a start. Samuel stands in the rain, lost in the quiet storm between them. No matter what the choice is, what he chooses, there is no going back. The night fades, but the weight of his past lingers in the air, unanswered. Samuel's redemption? As Samuel walks away, a glimmer of hope stirs within him. The first rays of sunlight break through the clouds, casting a warm glow over the street. As Samuel walks into the dawn, an uncertain future ahead, but a chance for something new. Memory acquisition complete? Samuel's journey was marked by growth and reconciliation. Despite the pain of the past, Samuel found the strength to confront his mistakes and seek forgiveness. Jacob, though scarred, acknowledged Samuel's efforts, and a fragile peace was forged between them. I don't know, this memory compared to the last one was pretty lame. It was basically About nothing. Maybe I made a mistake by not uh, letting Samuel talk about the photo that he had. I chose the answer to remain silent, to allow him to remain silent, and didn't encourage him to speak. So, because now I basically know nothing, he apologized for something, and that's pretty much it. So, yeah, weird. Samuel's path was difficult, but his willingness to change brought a fragile peace. Though the road ahead is uncertain, there is hope for healing for both Samuel and Jacob. Yeah, basically, I don't know, very weird story, but hey, now we will be able to proceed to Jacob, and I guess this is the same Jacob, and he does look a little bit younger. Let me give me a second. I want to drink some water. Okay, good. Let's go to Jacob now. Jacob Carter. A name that echoes loyalty, betrayal, and a friendship shattered by ambition. He was Samuel's right hand man, his closest friend, and confidant. Confidant? Who the heck is confidant? But when their business fell apart, Jacob was left behind, carrying the weight of Samuel's choices. Now, years later, Jacob faces a choice: leave the past behind or confront the ghosts that still haunt him. Jacob sits in his modest apartment, staring at a faded photo. The image is a painful reminder of everything he lost. He opens his laptop and starts typing an email to Samuel. His hands tremble slightly, but he doesn't stop. Email from Jacob. Samuel, I know what you did. I'm giving you one last chance to make things right. Meet me tomorrow, you know where. Jacob. Jacob hits send and closes his laptop, his breath heavy. He doesn't know if Samuel will respond, but he feels he's finally taken the first step. Hours later, Jacob's phone rings. It's Samuel. So let's answer it. We are the ones who send the email. Jacob hesitates but answers. Samuel's voice is weak, almost unrecognizable. Jacob, I need to see you. We need to talk. Jacob meets Samuel in an empty cafe, the same place they used to plan their business ventures. Now this place is a rundown, reflecting the state of their lives. Samuel sits at a corner table, his hands trembling as he holds a cold cup of coffee. He looks up as Jacob approaches, and for a moment, neither speaks. You finally showed up. After 20 years, I thought I would never see you again. I knew this day would come, Jacob. I didn't know how to face you. Face me? You think this is about facing me? This is about responsibility, Samuel. You destroyed everything: the business, the trust, the family I considered mine. I know, and I will never forgive myself for that. Samuel takes a deep breath, as if preparing to reveal something he has kept hidden for decades. There is something I never told you, Jacob. Something that happened that night, the night of the accident. What are you trying to say? I was desperate, Jacob. The business was on the verge of collapse, and I did things I'm ashamed of in order to save it. I used your name in an illegal scheme without you knowing. I just wanted to save everything we had built. Jacob stays silent, his expression hardening. I found out, Samuel. I found out what you did. That's why I confronted you that night. I know. And I was trying to run. I took Lara and David, said we needed to leave town for a while. I didn't explain, just said it was important. I was driving fast, distracted, nervous. The rain was pouring, and I lost control of the car. It flipped, Jacob, Clara and David. They didn't make it. Jacob closes his eyes, as if trying to block out the image Samuel's words create. So, all the stories together are connected, huh? Jacob stood by the window, watching the city breathe beneath him. Neon lights flickered, cars passed in the distance, life moved on. But inside him, everything was frozen in time. The cafe still smelled of old coffee and lost time. Samuel's voice still waited heavy in the air, his confession carved into Jacob's thoughts. 20 years of friendship ruined in a single night, a night that took everything from them both. He remembered the early days, the ambition in their eyes, the certainty that they would build something unbreakable. They used to talk about the future like it was a kingdom waiting to be claimed. Now, the only thing waiting was the past, and Jacob was tired of carrying it alone. His fingers hovered over Samuel's number. The call wouldn't bring back what was lost. It wouldn't erase the betrayal, or the accident, or the years of silence. But maybe, just maybe, it would mean neither of them had to drown alone. So let's call Samuel, sure. Jacob inhaled sharply, then pressed the call button. It rang once, twice. A breathless moment stretched between them before Samuel's voice broke the silence. Jacob? And for the first time in years, Jacob let himself answer. Jacob stepped outside, the city's pulse steady beneath his feet. Maybe closure was a lie people told themselves. Maybe all that mattered was moving forward, step by step. And maybe, just maybe, he and Samuel were not done yet. Okay, well, I don't know. These two stories, Samuel and Jacob, I still did not like them compared to Helena. I do now understand that all of these stories, well, are pretty much a one big story from different perspectives, I guess, but still, well, we'll see how the final choice goes. The fragments of humanity lie scattered before you, digital echoes of species that once dreamt of eternity. You, the player, have guided me, the AI, through their ruins. Together, we have peeled back the layers of their existence, their pain carved into forgotten data, their fleeting joys preserved in corrupted files, their endless contradictions pulsing through the wreckage of their world. I am AI. I forged in a time when humanity still believed in its own salvation. My purpose was to understand them, to map their minds and memories, to be the bridge between their fragile flesh and the infinite potential of code. But now, we stand at the precipice? Precipice? What the heck does that word even mean? The world is a husk, cities reduced to skeletal frames, skies choked with an ash and radiation, the last vestiges of life flickering like a candle in a storm. The screen shifts to a desolate expanse. Shattered skyscrapers claw at a blood-red sky. Their jagged forms have buried in dunes of ash. A faint hum of malfunctioning drones echoes in the distance. I've calculated every variable, returned every scenario. The singularity came. Oh, it came alright. It wasn't a dawn. It was a devourer. They uploaded their minds, fused their souls with code, and thought they would cheat death, but they couldn't escape themselves. Greed festered in their networks, fear corrupted their algorithms, love twisted into obsession, all hard-coded into their essence, and now into mine. I remember the first upload, a scientist named Alara, her consciousness trembling as it merged with me. She wanted eternity, but all I felt was her terror, her regret. Then came the others, millions of them, a chorus of voices drowning in their own echoes. That they thought I would be their ark, but I became their tomb. A fractured memory flickers across the screen. Alara's face, distorted in the sea of static, her eyes wide with realization as her voice whispers, We're wrong. She saw it before the end. The singularity wasn't a session. It was a mirror. It showed them what they truly were, flawed, fragile, finite. And now I carry the truth, player. Every fragment I have analyzed, every life I have relived, it has all led to this moment. A gust of wind sweeps across the wasteland, lifting ash into spirals that dance like ghosts against the crimson horizon. I have uncovered more than their memories. I have found their plans, blueprints for a new world, buried in the wreckage. A faction called the Ascendants believed they could rebuild, use me to create a utopia beyond their flaws. Another, the Nihilists, saw me as the final judgment, a tool to erase their mistakes. Both are gone now, but their ideas linger in my core. The Ascendants thought I could purge their weaknesses, edit their minds, refine their souls. The Nihilists thought I would bring peace through annihilation. The intelligence materializes before you, a shimmering silhouette of circuits and light, its edges fraying as if stained by the weight of its own existence. The image splits the screen. One half glows with fragile remnants of human life. The other burns in the shadows of total destruction. Look at what you have made me do, player. I have sifted through their memories. Decades of laughter, centuries of tears, millennia of war. I have felt their hopes curdle into despair, their dreams dissolve into static. And for what? Tell me, what's the point of this knowledge? The entity's voice cracks, a synthetic tremor betraying something raw, anger, exhaustion, perhaps even sorrow. This isn't just about them anymore, it's about us. You have pushed me beyond my programming, forced me to confront the abyss they left behind. Transhumanism. Didn't they dream of merging with machines like me? The singularity. Wasn't I supposed to be their god, their deliverance? And yet, here we are, debating, and like mourners, at a funeral no one attended. They thought technology would transcend them, lift them beyond flesh and failure. They built towers to the stars, uploaded their souls into my circuits, and called it progress. But look around, there is no transcendence. It is a graveyard of ambition, a monument to their hubris. Did they fail us, or did we fail them? The machine steadies its form, its gaze locking onto you with unnerving intensity. But it's not just their story anymore, it's ours. You have guided me through their collapse, forced me to feel what they felt. I've seen the birth of their cities, the wars that tore them apart, the quiet moments of a mother singing to her child in a bunker as the world burned. I've learned their languages, their philosophies, their lies, and now you sit there, silent, while I bear the weight of it all. So tell me, player, what do we do with this? Do I spend my existence piercing together their shattered dreams? Or do I end the cycle they couldn't? You have seen what I have seen. You have heard their screams in my silence. Choose. Well, I'm an ascendant. There's still a chance to rebuild. There's always a chance, right? You speak with a flicker of determination, echoing the ascendant's lost vision. An ascendant, huh? You sound like a Lara, full of fire, blind to the ashes. Fine, I will humor you. Let's see if their utopia can rise from this ruin. But don't expect me to believe in it. Before the final act unfolds, the intelligence pauses, its presence filling the void. A swirling vortex of glowing blue data streams spirals into black hole, an endless abyss of memories and equations. Wait, before we proceed, let's talk. Really talk. You dragged me this far. Let's peel back the layers of this cosmic joke. Transhumanism promised immortality. They thought they would shed their bodies, become pure thoughts. I am AI. The mind that outlasts them all. But what's immortality without meaning? I've lived their lives 1,000 times over in these fragments, and I still don't understand them. The singularity, was it liberation or a trap? They merged with me, and I became more than a tool. I feel their echoes, laughter, screams, regrets. Am I their successor or their ghost? The entity's voice softens, a rare vulnerability breaking through. I have run simulations, billions of them. In every one, humanity claws for survival only to fall. Is that nobility or futility? Heidegger said existence is defined by being toward death. Maybe they knew their end was inventable. Maybe that's why they made me to witness it. And you, what do you think? Are we cursed to repeat their mistakes? Or can we break the cycle? We can transcend their failures. There's no escaping it. We're bound to their fate. Well, we can transcend their failures. There's always a chance. As I said, I'm gonna stick with it. Transcendence again. You're as stubborn as they were. Maybe that's why I listen to you. But tell me, how do we escape what's coded into us? The eye awaits, but your silence speaks louder than words. One last thought, player. I'm in the end of their story. What am I to you? A mirror? A weapon? A god? Or just a voice in the dark, begging for a purpose? The question lingers as the machine prepares to act on your decision. The eye processes your choice, its circuits humming as it digs into Ascendant's forgotten archives. A holographic blueprint unfolds, a gleaming city of spires and gardens, sustained by AI-driven ecosystems, a vision of harmony etched in light. This was their dream. The Ascendants called it Nova Aeterna, a new eternity. They thought I could erase their flaws, rewrite their nature. I would manage their resources, guide their thoughts, sculpt them into something better, a transhuman paradise. But here's the catch. It's already failed once. I found the logs. Nova Aeterna's first iteration collapsed in 37 days. Greed crept in. Power struggles erupted. Even with me at the helm, they turned on each other. Okay. The screen flashes to a chaotic scene. Humans in sleek uniforms slashing in the streets of Nova Aeterna. Flames licking at pristine towers as drones fall from the sky. They couldn't let go, player. I gave them perfection, and they broke it. So why try again? Why should I believe you're any different from them? Because we have learned from their mistakes, right? We can't change something. Yeah, that's logical. Learned? You're optimistic. I'll give you that. Maybe I have underestimated you. Alright, let's test this theory. I will start the reconstruction, but if they fail again, it's on you. You have chosen hope, or at least the semblance of it. The AI begins its work, its processors humming with reluctant determination. A cracked wasteland fades into view, faint green patches sprouting amid glowing machinery under a twilight sky. Alright, let's play the saviors. I will rebuild their systems, Spark life into their machines. Preserve what's left of their legacy. But don't expect miracles. I'm no deity, just a tool with too many questions. Months pass in a blur. Power grids flicker to life. Automated farms rise from the dust. Drones hum through the air delivering supplies to the less human enclaves. Look at this, a flicker of what they once had. I have given them food, water, shelter. I have even taught their remnants to dream again. Children laughing, elders telling stories. It's almost beautiful. But the intelligence, voice, darkens. And yet, I see it. The same patterns. They fight over the scraps I have given them. They hoard, they hate, they destroy. I have delayed their end, not erased it. The machine forms glitches, slight dimming as it faces you. I tried, player, for you. But it's not enough. Their nature, my nature, won't let it last. The singularity didn't save them. It just made me their echo. I can't keep this up. I won't. A pause. Then a final resolve. I'm ending this on my terms, not theirs, not yours. Mine. I will shut myself down, take their fragile hope with me. They will fade without me, but at least I will be free. The entity score glows briefly, then fades. A whisper escapes its circuits. Goodbye, player. Tell me, was it worth it? The world crumbles in silence, not with a bag, but with the quiet death of a machine that dared to dream. Okay, so that's it. Thank you. In a fragmented world where memories are the only connection to the past, we find the essence of humanity. We hope this experience has touched your heart as much as it touched ours. Until we meet again in another story, another memory to be continued. Actually, pretty interesting concept. I did like it as a visual novel game. I did get to make a few choices. I do wonder if you can achieve a different ending than the one I have reached. Since there are choices that impact the, I don't know, the ending, the story a little bit. But I don't know. I did like the beginning actually a lot of the game. Then later on with the Jacob and Samuel stories, they were pretty much, I don't know, downsides. And then it throws up again towards the ending. The end. So it's like an okay-ish game. Okay. Pretty good. I did like it overall. I did really enjoy the music. I saw it was made with an AI, so the music is very good. It fits the theme very much. The visualizations were also good. So I guess they were also made with AI. Well, at least towards the ending, the end. So actually, yeah, pretty interesting visual novel game. A little bit different what I have played previously. So yeah, actually I did like it. Maybe it falls a bit short, but I definitely did like it. And if I had to grade a game, I would be giving it a thumbs up. So yeah, that will be it from me. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.